So, David, welcome to the Crypto Princess channel. How are you today?
Hi, Princess. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm going extremely well. The markets are looking good, so everybody's happy in the greens at the moment. So yes, thank you once again for inviting me. I'm really excited.
So, just before we start, I always like to ask people what they were like in high school. So, if I was to meet you in high school, what kind of person were you, David?
A very shy young man. Didn't have a huge amount of friends at school. I enjoyed school. I liked learning, but didn't go very far in my actual education myself. But yeah, I was extremely shy. I mean, I compare myself. I don't know if you know the series Mr. Robot. I compare myself a little bit to him. A bit of a hoodie and dark rooms on computers. I started learning to code at the age of 11, and yeah, school was not my favorite part of my life. But yeah, that's where what's led to what I am today, I guess.
See, I find that so interesting because we spoke about this off camera as well.
Yeah,
When I look at you, you're one of the most intelligent people I know in crypto. When I look
thank
at
you.
you, I think, oh my God, like private education, Oxford or Cambridge graduate. But when you left school, you didn't continue further studies. What did you do
Yeah.
in between leaving school and I think 2016 when you first got into crypto?
Yeah, so yeah, I left school before picking up my results. I don't even know what I actually got as results after my exams, my GCSE exams. I went to one of my high school teachers. I'm quite old, so I went to my one of my teachers and said, "Look, I want to learn how to program computers and code." And they looked at me as if to say, "What on earth is code? Why would you want to do that?" In those days, it didn't. Developer was not really a job, so I decided that I had to take my own destiny in my own hands, and I left school. I started my first business at around the age of 13, where I was building websites for local businesses and the scouts and the school. I even did the school website. I sold them a website at the age of 13, and I started up my first business at the age of as I left school. Like real setting up was my first business was an estate agency business, which was building a website for estate agencies where clients filled out a form and it would choose their dream house, which doesn't seem to be much nowadays, but back in the 2000s was pretty impressive. So that was what I did straight after school at the age of 16.
So you got into crypto in, say, 2017. That was the
Yes.
second bull. That was very early. That was Bitcoin's second
Yes.
bull run. We had an
Yep.
amazing, epic bull run. A lot of action towards the end of the year. We started off at
Yep.
1,000 US dollars. We finished the year at just under 20,000 US dollars was the all-time high in
Yep.
that bull run. It was an amazing bull run. ICOs were the craze of that bull run. How did you get in to crypto in 2017?
So I was an open source developer, been developing open source scripts for a long time. And I was extremely lucky. Somebody donated a third of a Bitcoin to me at the beginning of the bull run, so very early. And it was around about $200 to $300 equivalent in Bitcoin. Didn't really take a huge amount of notice. I was extremely grateful, but I didn't really take much notice until it got up to the tops of the bull runs, where I thought, well, this is about time maybe where I should start learning to trade and try and earn some more Bitcoin, which didn't work out as it should have. I kind of wasted that money, wasted today looking back, obviously not. Yeah, I did lose most of that percentage to sorry, I did lose most of that Bitcoin back to the market, unfortunately. But it helped me build passion for Bitcoin and for decentralization myself. So no
Mhm.
regrets.
So can I ask why in 2017 you decided that you were going to look into trading and not investing?
Good question. Very, very good question. I think it may have been the people that I was following, maybe a bit of greed. I was thinking maybe to myself that I could probably earn more Bitcoin by trading more frequently, but that worked against me. Yeah, I think it was that really that it was probably the greed, the actual wanting to get more and more Bitcoin by not actually purchasing it, but actually trading it, but didn't work in my favor in the slightest.
Mhm. Okay, so looking at 2017, although you were gifted this Bitcoin, did you
Yeah,
add positions in yourself?
I didn't. I've never actually gone out and purchased Bitcoin myself. Everything's come from trading bots itself. So I've never actually gone and brought any change converted fiat into crypto in the slightest. It's all been through crypto profits
Okay, so
itself.
after 2017, 2018 was a bear market. At the
Yes.
time, were you aware of the difference between a bull market and a bear market?
Most probably not. My real sort of aha moment started coming around the COVID period. So this was a bit further on. Uh, Actually understanding the markets really came in as I was trying to trade with Elon Musk a bit further down the line. But back in the day, no, I didn't understand. I really didn't take much notice of the Bitcoin until the Bitcoin positions that I had until further on, until they started actually getting worth a lot more money.
So what were you doing in 2018? Were you trading or hodling that year?
Hodling all the way. Wasn't taking particularly really much notice to everything that was going on in the markets. I didn't realize that much at that time, how much my position was worth. It was a little bit further down the line.
Mhm, mhm. I know you were not in the market in 2019. Let's talk about
Yeah.
2020. So
Yes.
2020 was a massive year for Bitcoin. It was a halving year. We
Yes.
had COVID, so we had people dying, we had businesses closing down, people losing their jobs, a lot of uncertainty, lockdowns everywhere. It was a very, very difficult time. Now, you
Yeah.
entered back into the market in 2020. What made you come back into the market?
Being at home, very much like everybody else, locked in, those kind of things. I was taking a lot more notice to the actual market. I was on TradingView a lot. Elon Musk obviously tweeting a lot about Tesla potentially being accepting Bitcoin. Those kind of things, pumping and dumping the market made me really, really get into the market. I was still manually trading back in those days, winning, losing some trades. Always very, very lucky because I didn't completely liquidate myself. Uh, yeah, that was my real first experience, but I was spending so much time in front of screens, with the time difference to the USA, to where I was living. I was getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, looking at my phone. Not the the easiest part of crypto trading.
Yeah. Well,
Um, yeah.
yeah, I do that a lot. I
Uh,
sometimes wake up during the night just to check the market.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, yeah, terrible,
Um,
terrible, terrible. I've got away from that now.
Good. So
Yeah.
if we go back to you left school, you did your GCSEs, you
Yep.
left school, you started to work for yourself in loads of different
Yes.
areas. Um,
Yes.
then you started to learn TA in around 2020. How did you
Yes.
learn TA? And was that difficult because you didn't have um, more of an education, if that makes sense?
Yeah, probably it was a little bit harder. I was watching a lot of YouTubers trying to work out my personal strategy. Across a guy called Kite Crypto, who probably saved me a lot of money. He trades an ABC strategy, which looks a little bit like an Elliott wave, and I just added divergences onto it. He actually did divergences at the time as well. Um, and this top like divergence on the daily time frame popped up, and that's where he started shorting the market. I've been trading a little bit myself, winning, losing some trades, and I managed to get out of the market just in time before it started plummeting. I came out probably with about as much as I started with. And this is where I really started thinking to myself, well, I'm spending so much time in front of charts. This isn't what I want. And I come across another YouTube channel called Trade Pro. Trade Pro back tested manually trading
Mhm,
strategies
mhm,
100 times. And I sat there thinking, and he also had a couple of coded strategies. I thought to myself, why don't I just do bots? It makes so much more sense. You don't have to sit in front of screens. There's less emotion. Doesn't listen to Elon Musk. So all of those kind of things sort of put me down the sort of bot path,
mhm.
which is probably the next part to the story where I really lost a lot of money.
Oh gosh. Okay, we'll come to
Yes.
2021. We'll come to the bull run in a
Yeah.
minute. How did your family feel in 2020? Your wife, mum, and dad, how did they feel when you started to go heavy into researching crypto?
Nobody really understood it. They didn't. My wife has always been there for me. She thinks I'm a bit of a mad scientist. Yes, absolutely. She thinks I'm a bit of a mad scientist, but no matter what idea I come up with, she always goes, "Jump in, go for it, David. You'll make it a success anyway." Uh, yeah, so nobody really understood crypto. I don't. I think my parents thought that it was madness, but my wife was there for me. Thank
Oh,
goodness.
oh, bless her.
Yes,
Do give her my love.
yes.
Um, what about support? So I understand obviously you're watching YouTube videos, but did you have any support or anyone to talk to or go through this journey with you in 2020?
No, not really. It was something that I will speak maybe a bit later on is something that I really missed was a community of people that was because as I was going in more into bots, this becomes very very niche, and I couldn't find anybody that had the same sort of passion as me. Already crypto is a niche, but then if you go to bot
Mhm.
trading in crypto, it gets even more of a niche. So trying to find people that are interested in bots was quite hard. So no, I didn't really know that many people at that time, which has changed a lot since.
Yeah. You kind
Yeah.
of picked up TA very quickly, considering it normally
Yeah.
takes a good couple of years for the average person to pick it up. How many days, sorry, how many hours a day were you working on your TA, toning your TA skills?
I'm mad. I hardly sleep. I am the kind of person that sleeps maybe 3 or 4 hours per night. I love working in the evenings. So I probably start around 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, finishing at two
Oh,
o'clock in the morning. Most
oh,
days, wife does think I'm a bit mad for that. That's why I've got dark black eyes. But absolutely love it. So yeah, I read every book that I could find. Did every course that I could find. And then I just come across, like I said, as a manual trader, I come across Kite Crypto, which was just the easiest thing in the world. It's 3 points on a chart. You're looking for a reversal pattern, which is an A, B, C, and a reversal. And your win rate is extremely low, but everything's about the risk management and uh, yeah, the very small stop loss. We're looking for big wins, and I come across that, and I thought, well, yeah, it just makes so much sense to put
mhm,
more weight on the actual risk management than the actual strategy or the entry itself. So that's where I kind of stopped learning TA because I found this very simple strategy.
mhm.
And then
I kind of want to know a little bit, explore a little bit of how you learnt your TA because I'm in a similar situation. I'm a high school dropout as well. So you were reading books,
yes,
were you paying for courses? But you were
yes,
doing
indeed, yeah.
courses. Yeah, you were doing
Yes.
courses. You were on YouTube. You were doing it all yourself, and all you did was you just put in the hours. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So I did all of the Wyckoff theory. I've done
Mhm.
Elliott Wave books. Done them all. I mean, I probably have one of the biggest bills I've ever seen on Udemy. I've been through all of the courses on Udemy, and for me, nothing really worked. Which I kind of understand now why it wasn't working. It was more probably the emotion, or crypto markets are open 24/7, as I do have to sleep, even though not much. I do have to sleep, so I was missing entries when I was asleep. And I do suffer a lot from FOMO and those kind of things. So it wasn't the book's fault; it was my personal fault, which I've managed to now analyze and actually leave my bots to do all of that for me.
Mhm. We'll get into the psychology part of it a little bit later, especially when we talk about the
Okay.
bots. Let's talk about 2021. Now, 2021, the last bull run,
Yes.
parabolic year. We started off the year around about 10,000 US dollars. We kind of literally went straight up until April 2021. We hit a high of 64,000 US dollars. China
Yes.
flood hit in. China said it was going to ban mining, ban Bitcoin. We then
And
dropped 50%. We ranged for a good couple of months. Bitcoins were taken off the exchanges. The supply shock led us to go up and make the actual all-time high in November 2021 at 69,000 US dollars. Then we had economical concerns. We had the SEC issuing Wells notices to both crypto exchanges and projects, and we slid into a bear market. Now,
absolutely.
that in hindsight, everything looks really clear, but that was a
Yeah.
very, very difficult bull run. It was your
Oh.
first bull run. Tell me how you navigated that bull run yourself before we speak about the YouTube channel.
Okay. So very much as we spoke about earlier, I was extremely lucky. I mean, any trader trading through the bull run feels as though that they're the best trader in the world. I mean, I was making money. I was extremely happy. Every entry that I made, I was making money. Until, like you said, we got up to the 69,000, where I was continuing to enter, and this is where I actually met Kite Crypto, and he kind of helped me to luckily not lose it all. But I also started to look into bots, because I was spending so much time on charts. And this was really my very, very first step into bots, where I was using a DCA strategy. I was using a bots that took entries on a very well known website called Three Commas, where the idea behind it was that instead of like take an entry every single day, what it is it's a, I think it's called a Luke Lucky Fingers, I think, strategy, where the strategy dips a little bit and you're actually buying the dip and you're adding to your position using the DCA strategies. And this was fantastic. I mean, absolutely fantastic. I was living I gave up all of my freelance work that I was doing, just spent all of my time on these DCA bots, letting them go. I booked my very first holiday with my family, because as a
Mm.
freelancer, it's hard as a freelancer. You always have to work because obviously you are the income of the family and you have to keep that income. So it's the first time I managed to go away. We booked a holiday in sunny south of France, packed our bags, and I left my all of my bots running. Like I said, they were literally earning passive income all the time. Yeah, we went off to sunny France on a holiday, and this is kind of the beginning of the the end for me, where this was, I think it was May sort of time, and we were on holiday. My DCA bots were running in the background. I was enjoying my holiday. Didn't check that often my bots because I was confident that they were running. I was also in a foreign country. It was a little bit harder to check every now and then. And unfortunately, this was the time when UST, the peg between UST and dollar actually fell apart. And my DCA bots were buying the all famous Luna coin. I had a a DCA bot set up and ready, and it was buying the final dip of Luna. So as Luna was going down, my bots were buying and buying and buying as it went down. And unfortunately, I got back from my holiday in France, and I was a not very proud owner of lots of Luna coin, which was worth absolutely zero. So that was kind of my first experience with bots. But I was extremely, extremely lucky. This is where I started meeting people like I said, not meeting personally, but being in parts of groups and communities of people that actually traded bots from the guy from Trade Pro, who I owe the whole of my profitable trading crypto career to now, because I learned thanks to him that bots were my future. And this is where I thought, okay, bots were extremely, extremely possible. Sorry, bots were extremely, extremely profitable for me, but I need to move away from other people's bots and code my own bots. And as a developer myself, I knew that I could code bots. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. Relying on other people was just easier. So this is where I kind of moved into building my own bots. And I was also very lucky because I was doing videos on YouTube where I was talking about open source scripts and VPNs and all of those kind of things. So I started documenting all of these strategies on YouTube, which forced me to code 3 strategies every single day for the last 3 years, 4 years, I think it is now, and actually build all those strategies because it put a little bit of pressure on my shoulder. I knew I had to do them for the videos. I had to do it for the people that I was meeting. So that was my first experience in bots, although not a happy ending. Helped me to build what I'm trading today.
Okay, awesome. So we touched
So,
upon 2021 and 2022
yeah,
there.
true at that
Okay.
time, yeah.
So just quickly, before we go more deeper into 2022, let's talk about
Yes.
your YouTube channel. Was it in 2021 that you opened your Daviddtech YouTube channel?
Indeed, yes. So I started by, like I said, it was all open source, how to build a bot for changing your VPN, or how to build scripts for WordPress or things like that. Everything was open source, and I was just coding. I was enjoying the time that we had with, unfortunately, due to COVID period at the house, and I was just looking for things to do. So I started building that channel little by little, and it really was, I think, 2021, you said, I think it was.
Mm,
Yeah, it must have been 2021, where I really started putting some extra time into that channel. So yeah,
okay, awesome.
sorry.
So what made you want to open your YouTube channel?
It was mainly first of all, as the open source side was very much uh, yeah, I didn't know what to do in my time, like lots of people at that in that period. So I thought, why not try and meet people that have the same passion as me for code and things like that. It wasn't really crypto until a little bit later, where I started building my own bots. But first of all, it was really just to meet other developers and continue coding in the open source world.
Okay, awesome. So that was 2021. We've covered the bull run. We've covered the YouTube channel. We're going to cover your
Yeah.
community a little bit later. We touched
Okay.
upon 2022 when you said the lunar crash. So obviously,
Yes.
we've touched upon 2020, the halving year, 2021, the bull run year, 2022 was a bear market. So
Yes.
in a bear market, we can even have fundamentally strong projects go to zero almost overnight. We had Luna,
Absolutely.
FTX, Voyager, 3 Hours Capital, so
Yep.
many companies and projects go to zero. It was a very, very difficult time. I was actually born in the bear. Um,
Huh?
How did you find your second bear market?
It was probably one of the best times of my life. To be honest, it's where I spent so much time learning to code these strategies. I started seeing real profit in a bear market whilst everybody was worrying and selling at losses. My bots were actually starting to get more profitable. There was worry on my shoulder as well because I was meeting people that were helping me, and they were saying, "Yeah, but these have all been optimized in a bear market. Will they work when it comes to the next bull run?" So those kind of things were a little bit more worrying.
Mm.
But for me, I just had so much extra time on my hands. I was building these bots in the background, and I was just having fun. So it really was probably one of the best times to learn. I mean, it really is to start building the projects and learning was bear markets are absolutely perfect for that, where there's no FOMO.
They are. So before we continue further, we should probably talk about what bots are for anyone who's not aware. So could
Sure.
you let anyone who's not aware know what a bot is?
Okay. So first of all, we have indicators which are on trading view. Indicators give us our entries. So for example, I'm going to give a very, very simple example. A moving average is going to detect our trend direction. So when price is above a moving average, we're looking for longs. When it's below, we're looking for shorts. And then we have a couple of confirmation indicators. Let's say the RSI, for example, because everybody knows the RSI. Wouldn't suggest trading it, but it it is an indicator that will give us a confirmation. So when above the 70, we could be looking either for a reversal or we could be looking for a blow off top. So let's say that we're above the MA and we're looking for a blow off top on the above 70. So we're above the MA. The RSI is above the 70. That's going to give us our entry. We can add a couple more indicators for volume and volatility, but that is just our entry. We also have an indicator for our stop loss and take profits. ATR bands are a really good indicator. Now, what bot does is it puts all of those indicators into a single sort of strategy. So we can first of all backtest that strategy and find out how it worked on historical data. And then we can do something that's even better and cool. We can then connect that bot up to our exchange, and it will take all of the entries for us on the exchange without us having to be in front of our screens. It'll take care of risk. It'll take care of thanks to the code that's behind it, obviously, but we'll take care of risk. You can dynamically choose how much you want to risk for each and every single entry, and all of that has been backtested on historical data. With us at Daviddtech, we tried to take it a little bit further. We're actually running 800 strategies on a server. So you can see the 800 bots are running on them to make sure they're actually working on live markets as well. Because the problem with backtesting is it is historical data and those events might never happen again. As soon as you put them into live markets, it often goes whoop, boom, straight to the zero, a bit like Luna. But thanks to the trading journal that I've built, you can actually see whether they do work on live markets as well. So a bot takes everything from the actual entry, and as soon as like how can I put it? Uh, so the entry is the indicators, the strategy is everything put together, and the bot actually takes the entry on the exchanges for you.
Mhm.
So everything's automatic and automated.
Can I ask how difficult and how time consuming was it or is it for you to make a bot?
Okay, back 3 years ago, it was absolutely horrible. I mean, number one, I didn't know as much as I know today. Being a YouTuber that I am as well, I've had so much luck. I've been invited to round tables. I get to talk to people about their strategies. People like I would never have ever been able to meet before. Uh, I get invited to, let's say, I get lots of knowledge from people. So 3 years ago was absolutely horrible. Today, no, a year ago, it was a little bit easier. I still code 3 strategies every single day. Trying to find the settings and all of that as well is very hard. Uh, but today's day and age, I mean, is thanks to AI, is so much easier. You can literally describe to, I'd say, Claude 4, which is probably the best, or ChatGPT, whichever one you have. You can describe your trading strategy. Say to it, code this in PineScript, for example, which is TradingView's language. And then you can copy and paste that into TradingView, that code, and it will backtest it for you. So you could literally take those ideas and take it into a strategy which is backtested on TradingView in 5 to 10 minutes nowadays. So we're so lucky, the day and age where we are, to be able to backtest these strategies so easy. It's amazing. We really are. So it's very easy.
Mhm. Okay, so that was the bear market.
Yes.
2023 felt like a bear market, although obviously we had come out of it and we'd started to go up.
Yes.
Nothing too much special happened in the market in 2023, but after the bear market, after 2021, what were you doing? Were you just continuing to build on your knowledge and the YouTube channel?
Yeah, absolutely. So I continued building the 3 strategies every day. Excuse me. Yes, exactly. So I continued building the 3 strategies every single day, and I do even up to today. Unfortunately, a bit like anything, strategies aren't forever. As markets change, some of the strategies fall apart. So I have to continue learning. I have to continue building strategies for the future. But yeah, it like you said, it didn't feel like it. We felt like we were still in a bear market. As
Mhm,
price started picking up, I did start worrying that markets were going to change and the bots would stop working. But fortunately, for the
mhm.
moment, everything's good.
Mhm. So you started to become, just so I get this right, you started to become profitable in the bear market in 2022. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes,
And then
absolutely.
okay, and
Yes,
then it
that's
continued and you were building upon it in 2023. Let's talk about
yes.
2024 now. So last year.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so I think the price at the low was something like 38,000 US dollars. The high was 108,000 US dollars. It was a halving
I
year.
remember.
We had the ETFs. We had a all-time high before the halving, which technically annihilates the 4-year cycle. Whether or not that's happened will only time will tell. We had President Trump run on Bitcoin. We had him
Yep.
win. So we had our first pro crypto president. We had an alt season in quarter 1, a little alt season in quarter 3. Not a great year for alts. A
Yes.
massive extended meme season, which was very surprising because it went on for months and months and months.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
how was 2024 for you?
Okay, so again, I kind of I always worry about the bots not working because that's the only thing I can worry about nowadays. I guess is the bots stopping working. I no longer have to worry about motion and FOMO and things like that as much. As markets started to trend upwards, I continued building bots. Some of the bots that I was relying on, I had a strategy called the Wolf and Bear, which was one of my all-time favorite strategies. It was very profitable. That one did stop working, so that cost me a little bit of money as markets reversed and we went into a bull market. I also tried myself to try and build some meme bots, yeah, crypto trading bots on meme markets, which was absolutely awful. There is no data, so everything
Mhm,
that's all of the bots I build are back tested as far as they possibly can. As on memes, there isn't really that much data, so it was very hard to choose which ones would have pumped before they pumped or things like that. So I couldn't find any data. I spent a lot of time coding those kind of strategies, smart money strategies. Oh, the amount of smart money strategies that I coded to try and find the meme coin that would pump, and never really managed to do it. So I went back to where I am today and started to build my community. This is where my community really started kicking in. I decided to look more into open source. I also built a sub community in my community called the Elite Backtesters, where we're all working together. It was a bit inspired by that film Dumb Money, where I don't where they were talking about the guy. The guy from Dumb Money, I guess. I was yeah. So it was a film that I watched. It was kind of inspired by that, and my idea was how does a hedge fund work? So that each employee has different jobs, obviously, and optimizing and finding the strategies is obviously going to be one of the big jobs for a hedge fund. So I could code the strategies, but being one person trying to code the strategies was great, but trying to find all of the settings for all of the coin pairs by myself was really very hard. So what I did was I went to my community and said, look, I'll code the strategies. If you guys find the settings, what we could do is you can share your settings, and by sharing your settings, you get access to an exclusive group where you get access to everybody else's settings. So we're like 300 people searching for the best settings instead of one, a bit like a hedge fund. And we're trying to, like I said, we're in the trenches trying to find the best settings for all of these strategies. And by just submitting one set of settings, you get access to the 800 strategies that we currently have on Daviddtech. And we're all working together to try and find the best settings, and some of them work, some of them don't. But yeah, it's just nice to find people that are actually doing the same thing, working at the same project as such.
With things like the ETFs and President Trump coming in, how has that affected your bots or your journey with more institution, more smart money coming in?
And currently, they've glided through it like it has never even happened. I mean, nothing seems to really change much in the markets. As a developer, we're looking for inefficiencies in the markets, patterns in the markets. Bitcoin is much easier to predict than
Mhm.
other things because there are more inefficiencies in Bitcoin. There are more patterns in Bitcoin that lead to a pump or a dump. Those patterns haven't changed much yet. I did worry when ETFs worry. That's a big word, but I did worry a little bit about the ETFs changing the markets, and by bringing more liquidity into the markets, those inefficiencies disappearing. But currently, the bots seem to be doing extremely well. I'm currently doing a $1 million challenge where I transparently trade all of the bots. I put $10,000 into account, and that currently is at $44,000 since December last year. And that is 100% bots and transparently traded. So they continue to work. So we cross
Awesome.
fingers. Okay, it's the only thing we can do.
Let's talk about psychology because
Yes,
you've come out of manual trading. You've now got your
yes,
bots. How has your
yes.
psychology changed the way that you're thinking and your emotions now?
For me, for me being that shy guy that I spoke about earlier, I suffer a lot from stress and FOMO and things like that. Bots have taken most of that away from me. Obviously, as I've said a couple of times, I worry about markets changing and things like that. So I am naturally somebody who does worry a bit. But bots have taken away number one, FOMO, which is brilliant. I also can sleep now because my bots are trading 24/7. So whether there's an entry while I'm asleep or not, that's great. I managed to go away on holiday with my family more often and not have to worry about the bots taking the entries. As they've all been coded by me in the community, I know what's behind them. I know that the risk management is uh, in stone. I mean, it really is. If the bot takes 10 losses in a row or something like that, which is pretty much unheard of. But if it does, it will stop by itself. So I know that it isn't going to overtrade like I do. all of those kind of things. So I can sleep at night, I can go on holiday, I can enjoy time with my family. My life's a lot better as a bot trader than it was a manual trader.
Okay.
Lot less stress.
Last year, is that 2024? Is that when you started to delve into AI as well a little bit
Yes,
more?
I
Okay.
absolutely love AI.
Okay. Tell me about that because I'm not entirely sure how how that works with your bots.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, I tried to do like everybody. I tried to copy a chart into ChatGPT and say, guess what the next price of Bitcoin's going to be, and that doesn't seem to work with LLMs. There are a couple of promising frameworks that are out there, but so I thought about the things like I said earlier. A hedge fund, how would it use AI? So what I do is I've built an AI bot that kind of acts like a hedge fund. So I have an AI bot that's a developer. So sorry, first of all, I have a AI bot that comes up with ideas. So it goes through the web, it goes through YouTube, it transcribes ideas from YouTube, takes books, and literally gives a simple, like step by step, what a trading strategy is, and that passes it on to another AI agent, which is the developer. Now, that AI developer will then convert it into a trading view strategy, which then I have another AI bot, which then will optimize and try and find the best settings for that strategy. And then it sort of just records all of those best settings into a Google Sheet, which is then passed on to another AI agent, which will pick strategies to put into forward testing and also live trading. So instead of trying to think of it as a what is going to happen with BTC, I've tried to kind of replace myself in building strategies and finding the best settings for strategies, and it just automatically adds them to the Daviddtech website so that we can see whether they are really or not profitable. Yeah, I really am enthusiastic. I love AI. I spend all of my time with ChatGPT, which this is something that my wife is not very happy about.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So just very quickly, let's talk about your YouTube channel before we talk about
Yes.
2025. Um, and then we'll talk about Banter as well.
Yeah.
Your YouTube channel has grown massively in a very
Yeah.
small, short space of time. I believe you've got over 1 million subscribers.
Yes,
Tell me,
indeed.
how did that happen? Like, how have you achieved so much with your YouTube channel?
Okay, so I think the most of the popularity come from like deep in the bear market. Maybe as it started to reverse, I started building more and more strategies, and thanks to the elite back testers, we managed to start finding some really profitable settings. And I think that the success of YouTube came from that community that were sharing my ideas on their Twitter and things like that, that really started to pump my channel. I think by creating a space where we created profitable traders that were actually getting some sleep time and managing to actually go away with their families and things like that, kind of created a snowball effect where we were helping each other, and everybody was talking about the Daviddtech strategies and how well they were doing and things like that. And we were just doing something that nobody else was doing. So I think that's where the success of YouTube. So I owe it all to the members of the community. They helped me push. I'm terrible at marketing, absolutely terrible. I'm terrible at a lot of things. I'm good at coding and finding profitable trading strategies, but actually going out there and saying to people, "Come and visit Daviddtech," I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I actually love your community. I'm a lurker. I'm a lurker,
Yeah.
and they are absolutely amazing. They're very, very kind, and
Yes,
they're
they are.
very understanding that not everybody is at their level.
Oh, it's
And I
amazing.
really
Yes.
appreciate that. I really
Yes.
do, especially in crypto when where it seems like everyone's got, the ego of the size of Mount Everest. They're so nice.
They are, yeah, absolutely. I'm extremely lucky. I mean, I couldn't do it by myself, answering all of the questions in the general chat. And if a question lays in the general chat for 3 or 4 minutes and I don't get enough time to go, or one of my team don't get enough time to reply, somebody will come from somewhere from the community to help. They are always there. They're amazing. They're absolutely amazing.
Mm. No, they are. They are. Let's talk about 2025 now. So obviously we had the halving last year. 2025, we're expecting it to be the parabolic bull run. It started
Yeah.
off very slow, and perhaps we're following 2017. How has 2025, how's 2025 been for you so far?
Another good year. We've been doing well. The bots are trading very well. The problem with the 2025 is we've had quite a few sideways movements, which is very hard even as a bot trader to trade because number one, bots try to stay out of those markets, so you don't get that many entries. When Bitcoin kind of went all the way back down to the 80s, I think it was, we were still. This is where I decided to do that $10,000 to $1 million challenge. I don't know if I ever get to the $1 million, but the point was just really to show everybody that bot trading, it can be profitable. So I think that's where I started, sort of around the December sort of time, when things started to go downwards again. And the bots were continuing to be profitable. So for me, that's where I can show people that bots, no matter, they don't care what market they're in, whether it's up or down, they're still trading. And you're not worrying about holding your Bitcoin from 110 all the way down to 80. Your bots are just trading. They're just continuing to trade. So for me, it was a good start. It's nice to have started that challenge I'm I'm kind of putting myself out there and showing everybody. But it was a good start to a year, enjoying it, and had some really fun, as you said earlier, some really fun people reach out to me and started some new collaborations.
Tell me about Banter.
Yes. So last year, I think it was in like October, November last year, I went to Dubai. I was invited to go to Dubai. First time I ever went. Lovely place. It was absolutely gorgeous. Went there and I was invited to participate in the CCCC event, which is the Crypto Creators event in Dubai. I think it's in Portugal this year. And I met a guy called Ran, who owns the Crypto Banter channel. We were just discussing things. We were talking about life. As I said earlier, I'm still very, very shy, so I don't generally go out to meet people and say hi to people. He came to me and started talking to me and asked me what I was doing. I told him about the bots, and he said, "Wow, that seems amazing. Can you show me some of the results?" So I very proudly showed him all of the bots and how well they were trading. And sort of, he said it, and I said it. The stars kind of aligned, and he kindly took me on board and showed me something that I'm not very good at, and that is organizing myself to build a course, or not even a course, just a well documented way of getting into bots and how I've become profitable. I'm not very good at those kind of things, and he and his team have sort of put me uh, helped me get into a position where I can actually explain Daviddtech a little bit better, explain why the Daviddtech bots are profitable. And he's just really the whole of his team have been looking after me, and so I'm now a very proud host of one of the hosts of Crypto Banter School. So yeah, amazing,
That's
madness, but amazing.
that's brilliant. So, are you running the bot algorithmic trading department in that school?
Absolutely, yes. So they've got already a couple of manual traders doing other schools. They also have a school about crypto and how to get into crypto called Intro to Crypto. And I'm doing the algorithmic side of things. Everything that's bots, indicators, and bots is where I step in, and hopefully
Mhm.
make the most amount of money for for everybody, because competitive world. They were all asking me to trade against my bots, so to see if they can win. So hopefully my bots will perform well.
I'm pretty sure the bots will win.
Yeah, they will, they will.
Um,
Definitely.
let's talk about family now. So you've had
Yeah,
so much success in crypto with
yeah,
the YouTube channel and obviously with the bots, etc. Your wife was
yes.
always very, very supportive. How does she feel
Amazing.
about your crypto journey?
She loves it. Like I said, she's been very, very supportive from the beginning. She loves where we are today. I think that the aspect of moving from freelance, where I had a kind of a cord around my neck, or where I had to work every single day, get up every early, and just grinding, which I do now, but I can also have family time in the evenings. I take my kids to school in the mornings. I have enough time to go and pick them up if I want to. All of this is thanks to crypto. So she's very, very happy much happier than when I was a freelancer.
And what about the kids? Do they ever watch Daddy on YouTube?
Yes, so I have a son who's more artistic than I am. He's not really into crypto, but I'm trying to teach him as much as I
Mhm.
want. I also have a daughter. She's a little bit younger, but she does have the intro to crypto, no, the intro to blockchain book, and she loves it. She talks about Bitcoin all the time, and I hope for them that they'll be able to get into to crypto and finance because right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do because it's a wonderful world. It's easier. It's less stress than being a freelancer, and it's a world of opportunities. An absolute world of opportunities. Crypto is yeah, amazing. I do hope.
Uh, so right now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're building the bots, you've got your own community, you're also doing the YouTube channel, you're also teaching on Banter's channel. That's a huge
Yes.
amount of work. I was
Mm.
going to say what's next for you, but I don't think you can add
Ooh.
more to that, can you?
No, no, no. I think that we're quite good. I thanks to Crypto Banter, a lot of people have reached out to me with ideas and opportunities and things like that. I do tend to run after silver spoons because I have a bit of FOMO in myself. I do have to try and keep myself focused as much as I possibly can on the bots. Uh, Future opportunities for me will be definitely in AI. I will continue to look into AI to improve the strategies and continue building those strategies. So it's going to be AI and crypto, AI and bots all the way for me.
Awesome. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, Dave Tech, thank you so much for coming onto the Crypto Princess channel and
Thank you.
sharing your story with us. It was really inspiring.
Thank you very much, Crypto Princess, for having me. It's been a whale of a time. I've enjoyed it very much. Thank you.